Alrighty, welcome back, race fans, to the Dirt Racing Network's live coverage of the NETCODE Esports Mighty Midget Series. Weedsport, the scene of the crime this evening, as the drivers get ready to do battle. Looks like small field 14 cars this evening. Maybe it's not quite as many fans of this particular venue, but the drivers getting ready to grid out for what looks like 2 heat races this evening. And they will line up like this. I do not know why that is all messed up, folks. Somehow I got cross-pollinated in my overlays in between, because we had an update that I did real quick, which is probably a mistake. I should never do that, but I did it anyway. So Tommy Harris and Josh Gerlach are going to start on the front row of Heat 1. Tebow Brandon and Craig Silby in row 2. Robert Lynn and Sean Haynes in row 3. And David Krikorian going to start in row number 4. Looks like maybe a pace lap, and they're going to go racing. We'll get over here. Take a look. If that pace truck dives off to the right, we're going to be going green, and we are going to be doing exactly that. Just waiting for the green flag to pop out. There it is. And we are underway in heat number 1. Harris grabbing the lead. And these little midgets are so quiet, I can't hardly hear the cars. So we're going to bring them up a little bit. Hopefully they don't overpower me or run out. Harris and Brandon going at it for the lead. Harris blinking a little bit. He's off the top side. Brandon now grabbing the lead away from Harris. Gerlach third. Oh, there went a car tumbling out. No cautions in the heat races. Craig Silby going to be in trouble in Heat 1 early in this one. Five to go. Brandon still out in front. Clicking them off pretty quickly. Take a look. Haynes way behind. I think he was in some of that with Silby. But Tebow Brandon, after his debut last week, getting in here, really putting it on these guys. He is out to 3/4 of a second. Everybody else kind of in tow. Harris, Gerlach, Lynn, and Krikorian right there. Great run for all of these guys. As we come around, there's the white flag. Tebow Brandon out in front. He'll come down to the D-shaped backstretch. Into turns 3 and 4. Keeps the car nice and low in 3, nice and low in 4. And he is going to see the checkered flag first. In heat number 1, Harris, Gerlach, Lynn, Krikorian, Hayes, and Silby rounding things out. All right, heat 1 of the books. Heat 2, gridding out on the front stretch. They are going to line up like this. It's going to be Rylan Gray. Wow. Gray making a quick exit out of the Hoosier Open Wheel Series, racing over here and getting in on the Mighty Midgets with Reed Brochart on his outside. J.D. Laird inside row number 2 next to Billy Barros. John Borst, third row on the inside. Don Runkle will be on the outside there. And on to the back row, the final car in the event, DL Lemon, making up the 4th row all by himself. Okay, we'll fix all of that, get that going. But the pace truck going to get out of the way. We're going to get ready to go green.
Green, green, green.
All right, Lynn Gray going to get us going right here. He'll take them into 1 and 2 with Brochard on the outside. Laird trying to grab the spot away from Brochard. He will. So is Barrows. Barrows working down on the inside, trying to take third away. They're trying to move Brochard from outside that front row all the way back to fourth, and they accomplish the mission. So Brochard drops to fourth. Gray is going to hang on out front. Only 6 to go this time around. Borst, a good distance back, and DL Lemon has taken his along with Don Runkle to the work area really, really early. So Gray, Laird, and Barros, 1, 2, 3, then Borst right there. Brochard right there. Borst is fifth. Those are the only cars on the track, and John Borst quite a ways back. He's just getting to the start-finish line now, so about half a lap behind. Gray really able to hang on. And keep about 0.4 of a second on these guys. He's keeping that left front really close to the inside, especially down here in turn number 4. Laird just not able to close up at all. Gets it close on the entry, but Gray drives away. It stayed at 0.4. We're down to 2 laps to go. Barros, Billy Barros, trying to close in on Laird, just not working out quite the way I think he's got it planned out. The white flag's in the air. Final lap for the final heat. So head down the backstretch. Gray maintaining 4 to 5/10. He has since they dropped the green flag. He'll win heat 2. Laird second, Barros third, Brochard and Borst fourth and fifth. Lemon and Runkle 6th and 7th, but took them off the tracks pretty early. So heat racing action all the way into the books. Guys, probably going to have a couple minutes of warm up. Let's go pay a couple bills. When we come back, it'll be feature time. righty. Not sure how long we're going to give the boys in the warm-up session. Do not forget, we start the week over on Sundays, 8 Eastern. Midwest Dirt Racing Series Street Stocks. Seth Krieger has the call on those. And then at 9 o'clock Eastern, Down and Dirty Outlaws 360 Wing Sprint Cars. Move on to our doubleheaders on Monday. DSRL going back-to-back. Monday Night Thunder 360 Wing Sprint Cars at 8 Eastern, and then immediately following them, usually within about 15-20 minutes, they have the 360 Wingless Sprint Cars. And then back-to-backs on Wednesday with the Dirt Slingers Elite Invitational 410 Outlaw Series. They had a great turnout last night for that. They go at 8 Eastern. And then the American Dirt Series 360 Wing Sprint Cars go as soon as Dirt Slingers finish up. So doubleheaders each night. If you're over on Facebook, drop by the Dirt Racing Network's Facebook page. Say hi in the chat. I'd like to know where you're watching from. Like, share, follow. If you're over on YouTube, Twitch, or Trovo, make sure you hit the subscribe button every time we go live. Say hi there as well. All right. Just waiting for him to clear the track. Line them up for 30 green flag laps. Watching Craig Silby right now. Just about 4 minutes to go. All right, word from downstairs, less than 60 seconds from advancing the session. Just watching him make a few laps. Been watching the Kiwi Conqueror, Craig Silby, for just a little bit here. Sean Hayes on track. I see John Borst. Session advancing. Getting ready to go green on our 30-lap A main. But let's show you how they're going to line up for tonight's feature. It's going to be Tebow, Brandon, Rylan Gray on the front row. Thomas Harris and J.D. Laird in row 2. Row 3, Josh Gerlach and Billy Barros. Robert Lynn and Reed Brochart. In the 4th row, the 5th row, David Krikorian and John Borst. Row number 6 going to be Sean Hayes and Don Runkle. And our final row will be Craig Silby and DLM. And Silby, a long way to go. Has been performing pretty well last couple of weeks in these. In these midgets here in this series. And he's got a lot of work to do tonight if he is going to get up here and get on the podium and chat with us, because he is starting pretty deep in this one. Tom Harrison and Rylan Gray starting up front, and both those drivers very quick and going to be hard to catch. They get very far out in front of this thing. Green flag going to be dropped here momentarily. We'll watch that pace truck come around turns 3 and 4. He'll move up and go into the work area. And when they come out of 4, 30 laps for the A main. All right, pace truck about to dive off. Tommy Harris, Rylan Gray about to bring us to the green.
Green flag, green flag.
Down to the front stretch. Cars headed for the infield quickly. We'll see who that is. I think it's Gerlach and Laird as they got hooked up. Both cars headed for the grass. They're going to get back on track. They both need a caution because they're just going through turns 1 and 2. And everybody else on the front stretch, we got a battle for the lead right now. Gray's got it, and Harris has got his hands full. Brandon trying to come through, said move out the way. Here it comes. Oh, that blinking car of Tommy Harris is getting some of these guys. He is blinking all over the place. And guys are trying to avoid. They don't know where he's going to be. And I saw Billy Barros lose the car down to 3 and 4, trying not to hit a car that really wasn't there. So battle for the lead. Brandon picking the front wheels up. Wheelies it all the way down the front stretch. So he is going to try to run Gray down one more time. That was a battle for the lead when it happened. Cars starting to get strung out all the way around already. Gray goes up right to the wall. Cut down line. Good run off. 0.4 of a second right now. Harris looks like he is a little more solid at the moment. He sits in third, but he is 2.3 seconds off the lead. Gray keeping it about 0.4 right now. Battles behind that. Brochart, Lynn, Hayes, Silby, Krikorian as Silby from the back has worked his way up to 7th. He's going to try to make a bid to get inside the top 5 here. Got to get around Robert Lynn and Lynn. No easy task to pass. The 2 car can be 3 or 4 wide all by himself. Now Silby works to the top side. Good run out of 4. He's going to grab the spot. Moves Silby to 6th. Bump by Brochard on the fence. He's going to go backwards a spot. Now he's inside 3 wide on the top for just a second as both Silby and Lynn go racing by. So Gray, Brandon, Harris, Haynes. Then Lynn, the bright yellow car, is 5th. Hilby is 6th. Krikorian and Brochart 7 and 8 right now. Rylan Gray has picked up a couple of tenths while we were away. Extended his lead out. Make it 3/4 almost now, as he and Tebow Brandon have just absolutely run away from the rest of the field. But they are keeping it between 6 and 7/10 of a second between each other. It is a good 2.5 seconds to Tommy Harris. Harris with another big blink through 3 and 4. And the Hungry Hounds behind starting to reel him in. You see Robert Lynn finds the inside wall down in 2. Don't know if it damaged it much, but it put it up in the air for a second. He's going to lose 1, make it 2 as Brochart goes by as well. So Lynn goes all the way to 8th. Battling for 5th with Silby, and he found the inside fence all on his own. Silby looking to grab the 2 spots in front of him and put himself back on the podium for about the 4th straight week in a row. As Harris almost collected Hayes, got in, got a little sideways, and Hayes almost caught the push bar on the back of the 51 car.
All right, man. Caution is out.
Caution for the first time. Let's see. I don't know if it was Laird or not, but somebody back here at the back had an issue. Oh, yeah. Lifts the front end. Now he's going to go across. That's where the caution came out. Right there. Leaders were coming, and he parked it on the inside, so. Going to slow the action momentarily. We were right at halfway. We're going to be down to 14 to go. So it'll be Gray, Brandon, Harris, Hayes, Silby, Krikorian, Brochart, Lynn, Borst, Runkle, Barros, Lemon, Gerlach, and then Laird looks to be trapped a lap down. Now I think they got past him before the caution came out, so couldn't lock him on the lead lap. So Laird's going to be 1 lap down in this thing. Guys, we appreciate you tuning in. Halfway home, final show of the evening. Won't be back again until Sunday. And Laird may have gotten locked in, or he drove around and got back on the lead lap because it was showing him a lap down there for a little bit. Now shows him on the lead lap at the back of the pack, 14th. So may have caught a break right there. But we'll get them ready to go. Lights are off on the safety vehicle. Single file, they all go up to the fence down here as they enter turns 3 and 4. Gray gets on the throttle, green flag in the air and down the front stretch. 14 laps remaining. Gray and Brandon Gray already out 3 wide behind. There goes the Kiwi Conqueror on the bottom. Slide job takes him 2 for 1. Puts himself on the podium now. Is going to focus out the front. Oh, there's a problem for Hayes.
Caution is out.
As Hayes was trailing. Silby got into 1 and 2 and just got it a little wide. Right rear is going to go up, jump the cushion, find the fence. And that is not how you want your midget to flop around at night. Yes, that sounded dirty. No, I didn't mean it that way. So Hayes done going to the pits. But right now, Gray, Brandon, Silby, Harris, Krikorian in the top 5. Brochart, Lynn, Borst, Runkle, Gerlach, Barros, Lemon, and Laird. As we'll have 12 to go. Getting right down to it. Gray has had no problem on starts and restarts, and he gets a gap, and looks like he is just going to be able to hang on. And then we get these cautions, and it brings everybody back close. So we'll have to ask him if he's still on the podium at the end of the night, if his nerves have played any factor on these restarts. Because Tebow Brennan, he showed out last week, and here he is again this week in the top 3. So newcomer to the series and not putting, not afraid, I guess, to put his stamp on just about everything there. Ready to go back to green. Going to be 12 to go. Gray ready to get on the throttle again. Does so. Middle of 3 and 4. Another
flag,
good
green
gap,
flag.
half a second again already. Brandon still second, Silby third, Harris is fourth. Harris up to the top side, opens the door. Krikorian took a peek. And David Krikorian right on the bottom out of four, just not enough momentum, and Harris keeps the spot. Go back to the front. Caution. Uh-oh, Tommy Harris. Harris must have encountered a problem. 51 down the front stretch. Oh, yeah, front end got a little free and lifted up on him, and it turned him into the outside wall, and he went for a pretty good ride right there. So a quick cloud of dust and then a caution flag. As we'll be down to 10 to go this time. And I don't know how many different ways a guy can restart a race to get an advantage, but Ryland Gray is going to have to keep digging deeper and deeper and deeper in his pocket. So Brochart started on the outside of the front row, fell way back to around 9th or 10th before the midway point, and now worked his way back into the top 5. That's the white car with the red trim. As we get the restart again, and once again, Ryland Gray. Great start. Here comes Craig Silby. The Kiwi Conqueror working down on the bottom of turn 2. Good run for him. He's going to take second away from Tebow Brandon going into 3. Brandon gives him a little shot in the pants for that. Tried to move him up the hill. Silby held his ground firmly into second now, and Brandon fighting to hang on to a podium spot as Krikorian is all over him. We're down to 8 to go. Brandon, slider line for 1 and 2, goes right up to the fence, cuts the car down through the middle of the backstretch, into 3 and 4 on the bottom side. Little too close to the bottom. Does not hurt him too much as Krikorian is going to try to get there, but he's going to have to check the car down. Getting into 1 as that entry to 1 narrows up so quickly. Now gets a good run down the backstretch and enter in 3. Krikorian pulled alongside. He may have an advantage right here. Not too much momentum as Brandon going to hang on to third, at least for the time being. Gray and Silby up front. Caution again, DL Lemon. And Lemon may have just been trying to get out of the way. Not sure why the caution came out right there, but yeah, no, it wasn't for Hayes. Hayes is good, so I don't know what happened there. But if it caught him for pulling up and slowing down right there at the entrance to pit road to get off the track, that was a pretty light finger on that switch for the caution light, so we'll have 5 to go when we go back to green. And Ryland Gray, once again, going to have to get a good restart if he's going to hang on to it. Now he's got Craig Silby behind him, and Silby has been nothing short of spectacular the last 3-4 weeks. Ran well in the special event and has been on the podium every week since. As we're ready to go back to green.
Green, green, green.
Going to come right at us. Brandon is still third, and he's trying to hold off Krikorian. They're going to head down the backstretch, and they're going to be nose to tail. 4 to go for Ryland Gray. Silby put his nose on the inside. He showed him he was there. Silby's getting good runs off the bottom of 2. Caution. I think that's Gerlach. Let's see the 71 right there by John Boris. Boris, the pink and blue car. Gerlach goes into 1 and 2. Oh, car was around. That was Krikorian. David Krikorian's car was backwards. I'm not sure Krikorian wasn't the cause of the caution. And Gerlach was just an innocent bystander, got caught up in it. Oh, he got some help. Brochart got in the back of him, looped him around, and he just gets pummeled after that. So, yeah, there's your caution. So we'll only have 3 to go. Couple of quick, maybe 3 in a row, quick cautions, couple laps and a caution here have slowed the pace just a little bit at the end of this one. Ryland Gray has led it from the onset. Craig Silby has worked his way from inside of the back row all the way up to second place. Thibaut Brandon has stayed in the top 3 the entire way. Robert Lynn has hit up and down and now is back up. He's 4th. Barros had a problem on lap number 1 down in turns 3 and 4. Went all the way through the grass to the back of the field and has worked his way back inside the top 5. Josh Gerlach had a problem right when we dropped the green flag. He was 3/4, almost a full lap behind at the end of lap 1. He was going into turn 1 when the leaders were coming out at turn 4. And he has worked his way back into the top 6. Laird, Runkle, Borst, Brochart, all the top 10. That's the only cars on the track. Krikorian, Hayes, Lemon, and Harris all on the hook. But we're ready to go back to green with 3 to go. Ryland Gray going to reach in the bag of tricks and find another great restart. Not as great as he's gotten all night long.
Green flag.
Silby now going to try to work down the inside. Here comes Brandon. Brandon bumped the inside wall in 2. Slowed down the 49 machine. Gray wide, Silby short. Going to close it up. 2 to go. Silby now closes up close. Gray gets a good run out of 2. Silby with a great run on the inside down the backstretch. Goes in low. Gray's out high. Gray slams the door with that cut down line. White flag in the air. Battle at the front. Silby is there. Can he get a run down the backstretch? He does, a big one. Going to get into 3 and 4. Slides it up the hill. Gray crosses it over. Who's got the momentum down the front stretch? Ryland Gray by half a car. Craig Silby comes home second. Thibaut Brennan going to come home in 3rd. Lynn and Barros 4th and 5th behind that. So, bring our top 3 around. I don't think Craig Silby is going to bring the car over for the interviews. Yeah, I don't like that one at all. I don't like that one very much either. So let's just go back here and let's wait and see how long it takes the guys to get down here and get into form for interviews. Yeah, let's just grab him right here. We don't even have to wait for it. We'll just grab him ourselves. Thibaut Brandon, you got a copy?
I do. Do you have a copy?
I got a copy on you, man. You showed out the last couple weeks here, a couple of podium finishes, and just kind of rubber stamping this whole thing. Just let everybody know you're here. You had a good run tonight. Tell us about your feature.
Yeah, I the track got slicked off really, really, really slick tonight, and I'm not good in slick usually, and so I was really holding on for that 3rd place at the end there. It wasn't. I did not have anything for the 2 guys in front of me. They definitely put on a heck of a race. I know the 3 car came from the back somewhere, so I'm sure he was much more exciting than me, who was just holding it down for 2nd and then 3rd for a while. So yeah, it was a good run for me. Stayed out of the trouble. This track can be really tricky. You can get into the wall on the top side or on the bottom. So just trying to keep it between the walls and keep the shiny side up, so to speak.
Well, you did a great job with that, and I'm sure plenty of people that you'd like to give shout-outs or thank you tos before we let you get out of here.
I would like to thank my wife once again. I'll thank Mighty Good Marketing for the paint scheme. And that's it. Thank you to Josh at Esports. To you, Roger. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks for chatting with us, and good luck next week when we see you back here.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thibaut Brennan finishing in 3rd. Craig Silby Our next victim in the chat, and I want to say victim. He victimized a bunch of cars tonight. He started on the last row, drove it all the way to second, had a shot, got alongside Rylan Gray down there, but whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Conquer, man, you're doing it again, man. You're coming up here and you're on the podium. Had to start deep in this one. How was your run through the field?
Oh, that was crazy. I can't believe I got up there, and yeah, I was I don't know, half a car away from the win. So yeah, it was wild. It was good fun. Thanks.
Yeah, it looked like you could just about go anywhere on the track, and Gray running kind of a unique line, going in hot, taking it up high, and cutting down late. How hard was it to figure out where you were going to try to make the move? And when you did, were you worried that maybe you might touch on the exit of the corner?
Oh yeah, I was trying my hardest just to stay clear. You know, there's not a lot of room around here, and it's pretty difficult to stay inside these walls, as I found out on the in my heat race. But yeah, that made it challenging for me. But yeah, Rylan put up a good fight, and yeah, if it was one more lap, we might have had to go.
Well, a great run nonetheless. Another podium finish. That is a long string, man. I know we're getting down to the end of this thing, and you're closing in with the points. So double features next week. Intending to keep the string running, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely. I want to get to the top step and win this series because it's been a great series. And thanks very much to you, Roger, and the Dirt Racing Network, and to Josh and Robert for the NETCODE Esports series. Those guys put on a fantastic show every week, and just love turning up. It's a long haul up here from New Zealand, but we just love racing with you guys.
All right, man. Some shout-outs to any of your sponsors or anybody on the car before we let you get out of here?
Yeah, thanks. Iridium Sim Sports, the team that I'm with. Easy Trucks, the company that I own back here in New Zealand. Concrete Con Cutting back in Christchurch in New Zealand. And yeah, just everyone for watching online. Hopefully we put on a good show.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us. And we'll look forward to seeing what you can do in the double feature next week.
Thanks, Roger. See you next time.
Craig Silby, the Kiwi Conqueror. And now we'll get down here. Let's talk to Rylan Gray. Rylan, you there, buddy?
Yeah, hello.
Hey, man, good run tonight. You came in here and you kind of took this thing from start to finish. You only had a couple of challenges. Tell us about your feature.
Yeah, I just finished running the Hoosier League for the non-wings, and then saw this was running with about like 14, 15 cars in it, so might as well join. I know how these guys set it up so they can run mostly 2 lanes most of the time, so I know it's pretty fun. So won the heat race and then went up to the top as soon as I saw it was kind of good and just stay up there. And I knew Sylvia was going to be a issue whenever he got up to me and be fast, so just kind of held him off as much as I could for the last few laps.
Well, it was an awesome run, man. You come in, just really dominated this thing. Like I said, you only had a couple challenges. Restarts. I want to ask you about that before we get out because you had so many. You had to be running out of tricks for the restarts so you could get those great gaps, man. What were you going to do if we'd had one more?
Probably would have just rolled the bottom and jumped it up on the star. I saw that we went 15 laps green at the beginning, and then we just couldn't go green again. So honestly, I think we went from lap 20 to 27 yellow. So kind of helpful for me, though, because I only had to deal with Craig for about 2 laps.
Well, an awesome run nonetheless. A great win, man. I'm sure you got some shout-outs and some thank yous before we let you get out of here.
Yeah, I got to thank both guys on the sides of the car, Indy Race Parts and Elite Performance Industries, for giving me the opportunity for building sprint cars for Elite Performance. And it's been a great time helping them, and it's cool to be on a team again after a long time.
All right, man. Well, thanks for chatting with us. Congratulations, and we hope we see you back here for the season finale next week.
Yep, thank you.
All right, Rylan Gray picking up the win tonight. Take a look at our results. There we go. Gray, Sylvie Brandon, 1, 2, 3. Then Robert Luna 4th. Billy Barrows 5th. Josh Gerlach 6th. Reed Brochart 7th. 8th went to John Boris. Don Runkle 9th. J.D. Laird 10th. Sean Hayes was 11th. 12th to David Krikorian. DL Lemon 13th. And Tommy Harris in the 14th spot. A little smaller field than we're used to seeing. Nonetheless, great racing. These guys put on a good show every week. Double feature next week. Do not miss that. We're going to crown a champion. Going to be a lot of fun. Look to see if the Kiwi Conqueror can continue his run up the points, because he was down a ways and now he is getting up there pretty close. We'll bring the points before we go into the first feature, and we'll try to get them to you between the features tomorrow night so that we kind of know where everybody's sitting as we head into that last 30-lapper. Another great show. We appreciate everybody tuning in. Guys, we know you can watch this stuff anywhere you choose to watch it here. We can't say how much we appreciate that enough. We really, really do. Make sure that you have liked, shared, followed, and subscribed to all the channels. For everybody at the Dirt Racing Network, especially myself, thank you for tuning in, guys. Till we see you the next time, everybody.